Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, April 14th, 2020, and we are again in the final hour of the trading day. In my opinion, the most valid time of the day to make your buying and selling decisions is in the last hour, and particularly in the last few minutes of the day. During the regular part of the trading day, you have the day traders. You have the algorithms. They're the ones controlling the prices. They're the ones moving the prices around. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions. They're coming in with size and they take control of the pricing away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money. They have very, very smart people. They have the best technology, best information, and they come in the last hour, particularly in the last few minutes, and they take the price control away from the day traders and algorithms because they're dealing with more size. And I like to piggyback as much as possible on the decisions that they're making at the end of the day. Plus, makes it a little bit easier trading. You don't have to sit in front of your computer all day. You can just basically wait till the last hour, the last few minutes, and make your buying and selling decisions. So, anyway, thank you all for coming. It's always nice to see everyone. I really look forward to this group. I think we have such great people in the group with good informations, good observations, great poems. We have Steve Burns here most of the days, which is just always great. But thank you so much for coming. Dan is here. Hey, Dan. Nice to see you, my friend. Always good to see Dan. Greg, by the way, easy connect to the broadcast. No hunting needed anymore. Yeah, I'm out of YouTube jail. Luckily, thankfully, I'm very grateful for that. But thank you, Dan, for letting me know. Bastian is here. Hi, Bastian. Good to see you, my friend from Slovenia. And cousins with Marco. Brian is here. Hey, Brian. Hi, Greg and everyone. Good to see you, buddy. Always proud of Brian. Brian's 18 years old. He's studying the markets. He's coming to broadcast or live streams about trading and investing. Proud of you, my friend. Marco. Hey, Greg. Hey, Bastian. Hey, all. Hey, Marco. Good to see you. And thanks for bringing Bastian along. Steve Burns. What a day. Unbelievable rally. Hey, Steve. Thank you for coming, my friend. Always an honor and a privilege to have here. Yes, it is quite a day, and you have had a fantastic day. I'm going to go over to your trades just a little bit later in the podcast. So thank you for coming, Steve. Always great. Always really nice to have you here. And all right, well, let's take a look. We've got big market today. Dow is up 510 points. Up 2.19%. NASDAQ is up 315.64. Clear winner of the day, up 3.86%. And the S&P is up 80 points, up 2.91%. So this rally just keeps on going, doesn't it? But anyway, I think everybody's having a good day as far as the positions that I have up on the board here for myself and for everyone else. So anyway, hey, that's what we live for in trading, right? Or these kind of days. Okay, let's take a look. Scatty13. Hello, Scatty. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming back. David. Hey, David. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day in Colorado. Dirk is here. Hi, Dirk. Nice to have you. Thanks for saying hello. Brian, my AMD calls I got last week doing so well. Brian's become quite the little option trader lately. The last couple trades, I think he's had options. Well, congratulations, Brian. It's just amazing that at this young age, you're starting to get in here and learn about options and buying options and selling options and all this kind of stuff. Delta, gamma, theta, vega, right? You're probably starting to learn about some of that stuff. So, okay, well, listen, this is the plan for today. First of all, we're going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, what methodology, what setup I used to buy them, and then most importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward, either to the upside or to the downside. Then we're going to switch over and take a look at the trades that you were kind enough to share with me. And we have a bunch of them, and it seems like they're all doing really well. So it'll be fun to go through those. After that, I like to spend a few minutes, I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about either trader psychology or some good trading words of wisdom. There's a lot of good channels out there, Twitter, Facebook. They spend the time, put up good things for us to read. And, I always say it's important to learn how to trade. Yes, you have to learn how to trade for sure. You have to understand support, resistance levels, entries, exits, all this kind of stuff. And you do this so that you can develop a plan. But after you develop a plan, following that plan is much easier, in my opinion, than creating the plan. So you need to work on your trader psychology. You need to work on your discipline to follow your plan, because in the end, if you don't follow your plan, you are not going to be a long-term profitable trader. It's as simple as that. I've been doing this for 24 years. There's times when I followed my plans. There's times when I'm not following my plans. I always do better when I follow my plans. No doubt about it, I always do. So if you're finding yourself not being able to follow your plan, you have some work to do. And that's why I like to talk about trader psychology, because hopefully if I beat you over the head with it every day, it will start to sink in and you'll start to implement it in your trading. So anyway, we're going to do that. After that, we're going to go down through my watch list one by one. We're going to look for, or I'm going to look for 3 different requirements. These are the 3 requirements I need to have in place before I take a trade. First requirement, I need a confluence or a combination or a confluence of indicators lining up together at the same time. I look at each indicator, whether it's MACD or RSI or moving averages. I look at these as potential groups of buyers. I don't see lines on the screen. I see potential groups of buyers. And you're going to put yourself in a position where you have a much better chance to dramatically increase your odds to have a profitable trade if you're in the company with as many other buyers as possible, right? So that's why I look for a confluence or a combination of indicators. Step 2, also very important. You have to make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio vis-a-vis what kind of oversold, overbought resistance levels you have above you compared to support you have below you. You might have a nice combination of indicators lining up, but based upon your filters, you may not be able to take the trade because you may see resistance above you and it may not be far enough above. And so it's very, very important you have a good risk reward ratio. I look for a minimum of 2 to 1. I need to be able to make 2 times the money I'm making or more to the upside compared to what I'm losing. Requirement number 3, make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. Make sure you do not take too many positions in the same industry on the same day, or even more important, in your total account heat. Account heat is how much of your actual money that you have available in your account that you have allocated towards some type of position. 60% is my maximum. So with those 3 requirements, combination, confluence of indicators, number 2, good risk to reward ratios based upon your filters and your indicators. Step number 3, not too much correlation, not too much account heat. Those are my 3 requirements. So I'm going to go down through the list, take a look at them. If I find something that looks good, I'll mark it. Then at the end of the day, I'll go through the stocks that I marked, and I'll try to whittle it down to the very, very best one, if at all, right, at the end of the day. But if I do find something, I'll whittle the candidates down. I'll find something. If it looks good, I'll take the trade at the end of the day. Then after the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, if they'd like me to elaborate on anything I've discussed here or clarify anything I've discussed today, please just type it in the chat. Let me know if there's any stock symbols that you'd like me to take a look at. I'm very happy to do that as well. If there's any stock symbols that you would like my opinion on and you think would be important for the group before the market closes, please type it in the chat. I'll do my very best to get to them before the before the close of the market. But please put a star in there, something so that I know that it's time sensitive. Okay, so that's the plan for today. So hang tight. I'm going to run that U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay. Hey, Frank is here. Nice to see you, Frank. Always nice to have Frank here and his poems. Always look forward to that. Thank you for coming. Kamal, hi Kamal. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Nice chatting with you earlier today. Kamal and I chat on Skype occasionally and kind of check in, see how we're all doing. Zach is here. Hey, Zach. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Zach says, hey, Greg and friends. All right, we ready to do it? Let's do it. First of all, okay, so this is the only option position I have currently. I did buy long-term calls on Apple back here during the week of 3/27. So a little more than 2 weeks ago, I did buy $250 calls on Apple expiring June 30th of 2021. So they're long-term calls, $250. So they've done really, really well. It's $286, so they're in the money about $36.30. And so, you know, this is one way to play Apple. And back here during this time, I just felt like we needed time on our side. I wanted to define risk. And so that's why I decided to buy Apple calls here. And so far, so good. No directional position, no stock positions, but call positions on Apple. And this is up really great. And I think my calls are up about 30% since I bought them. So, you know, I like to take different approaches. I like to trade sometimes on daily charts. Sometimes I like to trade on weekly charts. And on this particular chart, I'm keying off of the weekly chart on my calls. Close below here, that would be my stop on the weekly. Rejection, oh, this moved. So rejection of the 1 ATR channel, that would be my reason to get out of the trade. So anyway, this one's doing very well, and appreciate that, Apple. Okay, gold. Well, gold has been an interesting trade. Trading this on the daily chart, I bought this when the 5 crossed over the 20. 520 crossover is a good back-tested approach to trading gold, mainly because the structure of the trade will get you out quickly if you're wrong and let you stay in for a nice possible up move, long-term up move if you are correct. So I bought it here at 153.30. I did have to get rid of half of my shares here. That was my trading plan if the price closed below both the 5 and the 20, and it did. But I'm glad I held on to the other half, because for the other half, my signal was the 5 crossing back under the 20. It never did that. I've been scaling out ever since. Up, 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 up. Hit one profit target today and hit another profit target today. Got very close to the 70 RSI. Let's take a look and see where it got. 67.77. So anyway, most likely I will just keep this. Looking for a rejection of the 70 RSI because it's moved so far up here. I may go with the close below the previous day's low, or if this turns into a V1 today, I may go ahead and just take that off. But anyway, nice trade on gold. Google. So I did buy Google back here on the 8th of April. I bought it when the 5 EMA crossed over the 20 EMA. Same signal as when I bought gold, the 520 EMA cross. Good back-tested approach. Doesn't always work, but again, the structure of these crossover trades is such that if you're wrong, you can be wrong quickly and get out with a small loss. If you're right, you have the potential for a large up move. So I bought it here at 120 or 1206.49. Just moved sideways the last couple days, but today it took off, and you can see I hit two profit targets here, one at 1239.33 and one at 1268.25. So anyway, so far so good. You know, we have we have some resistance coming here at the 200-day moving average. I'm inclined to go ahead, just take this trade off, lock in the 4 or 5% with the rejection of this 200-day. This 200, when the price is under the 200, that 200 is going to act as resistance most likely, and it certainly did. So I'll just have to wait till the end of the day, see how this closes. But my feeling most likely at the moment would just be to get out with the rejection of the 200-day, but we'll see. All right, so I'm sure everybody gets tired of me saying this every day. I can tell you what I do. But in case we have some new viewers, I want them to understand why I buy the SPY every day at the close, hold it overnight, sell it first thing the next morning. This has nothing to do with resistance levels or technicals. This just has to do with numbers. This just has to do with the long-term back-tested study from Lizanne Saunders at Bespoke Invest on Twitter. She's the chief investment officer at Charles Schwab. This back test, they tested every day since 1993. First approach, buy the SPY at the open, sell at the close. So you buy at the open, hold through the day, sell at the close. If you use this approach every day since 1993, you've actually returned a negative 13.9% return. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk, sell it first thing the next morning, 634.2% if you did this every day since 1993. So past performance is no guarantee of future results. That is true for any trading approach. This has been a volatile approach. I started using it back in February of 2019. 2019 was fantastic results. This year, not so hot tamale, but you can look at the chart over time. It does have a nice equity curve. There's ups and downs. This is a 2-year down move. This is like a year and a half. This is like a year. So I just take the long view on this trade. I only use a small percent of my capital on this trade so that I can rinse and repeat and do it every day. But again, doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future, but it has a pretty good track record. But the key is that you can go through drawdowns like I have this year. But last 3 weeks, made a really nice comeback. So with that being said, I did buy the SPY yesterday at the close at 275.66. And I sold it this morning at 281.08. So that was a nice overnight trade. That was a 5-pointer overnight. And so again, it's a marathon with this approach. It's not a sprint. It's not always rainbows and butterflies and puppies. I can tell you down here it was pretty brutal, but here it was pretty good. And I'm glad I kept with it. It was getting a little discouraging, but look, if I'd been using a huge position size, it would have been really discouraging. But that's the key, is stay in the game. But I will be buying this today at the end of the market. Okay. Steve Burns says, my current positions from entry: Roku up 10.4%, AGQ up 9.51, IBB 7.62, Q 7.4, Monster 5.96, Alibaba 3.76, and Goldman Sachs minus 0.23. When I worked with Steve, when I studied with Steve, Steve would always tell me the most important part is that you have big wins, small wins, break even, and small losses. That's the approach. That's the formula for profitable trading. Well, I would say Steve's numbers here qualify. Big wins, small losses. And I'm going to go through all of those, Steve, here in just a second. Steve says, I hit all-time equity highs on my total trading capital today. Wow, that's a huge achievement, Steve. Congratulations. That's why Steve Burns is the master, everybody. Congrats. That's amazing. Steve says, Bears win battles, Bulls win wars. There you go. All right, well, let's start off and go through those. How are we doing on time? Bing He's had a nice trade on Clorox. He bought it here at 175.05. Kind of moved sideways for a while. He had this V2 formation, but then he bought it the very next day because of where he lives and time zones and everything. So we bought it here, 175.05. Look at this huge move up today, up $8.55, up 4.61% today. So fantastic, Bing He. I'm really proud of you, my friend. Really great to see that for Bing He. Qs. Okay, so these are the numbers that Steve was talking about. He bought the Qs back here on the 7th of April when the 5 EMA crossed over the 20. Just like on gold and just like on Google, same approach. Bought it here around 196.30. Look at this beautiful trade so far. What did he say? Up 7.4%. It's amazing. So with the 10% position size, that's up almost 3/4 on his entire capital on this trade. So anyway, I imagine his profit target is going to be rejection over the 70 RSI. And if you'd like to add anything to that on any of these crossovers, Steve, let me know. Alibaba, same approach, 520 EMA crossover. Doesn't mean it always works, right? But again, it gets you out quickly if you're wrong, keeps you in if you're right, and potentially for a nice big gain. So bought this back here on the 7th, moved sideways, didn't do much for a few days, and then today popped. Let's see what else we have. IBB, huge, look at this. He bought this at 109.70 when the 5 crossed over the 30. This is a little different. It's not a 520, it's a 530. Look at this beautiful move up here so far. And I imagine that his ultimate target is going to be a 70 RSI. And Steve, if I don't know if this is completely discretionary for you, but if there's any changes in this, please let me know so I can share it with everyone. AGQ. Same thing, 520 crossover. Look at this. It went huge the first day, then went down, recovered today, up a lot more today earlier, but he's still up almost 9.5% on this trade because it's double leverage. So congratulations, Steve, on that one. And then lastly, or not lastly, Monster Beverage was definitely a monster. Again, 520 crossover, moved sideways, and today just rocketed up. So up 7.66% today. So fantastic, Steve. And then Goldman Sachs, 520 crossover. This one moved nicely initially, and then the last couple days has come down. It's a shame, right? Every single trade was positive, except for this one little loss. I guess there's always that one. There's always that one that doesn't cooperate. So anyway, I imagine Steve's going to stay in that trade. And then lastly, oh man, this one. You know, Kamal yesterday brought this up in the chat, asked to do a back test on it. It did back test well. I decided not to buy it. And but Steve and Frank and Kamal did buy it. Look at this. I wasn't in on the Roku train, but I'm certainly glad that the three of you had it up 9.5% today. So fantastic. Congratulations to everyone. What a huge day. What an unbelievably huge, wonderful day for everybody. So, okay. Kamal says, nice trade, Steve. Congrats, Steve. Absolutely. That's, I mean, you know how big that is to have all-time equity highs in this market? It's unbelievable. I mean, you're a master, Steve. Absolutely. Congratulations. Okay, so what's happening here? All right. So listen, before we go down through my watch list, before I look for some potentials to narrow down to try to find that best trade of the day at the end of the day, I do like to talk about trader psychology. There's some great YouTube, there's some great Facebook, there's some great Twitter channels out there. And the owners of these channels spend a lot of time and effort, burn a lot of calories to put out really good trading words of wisdom, things on tips on trading, observations on trading, good sayings about trader psychology. And I'd like to thank them all for doing that. But this is Kashul Korea at KK_quant. Really like his channel. He puts out some really good things. So let's take a look and see what Kashul has to say for us today. Two posts here. One, all potential scenarios to keep you from making impulsive and emotional decisions during market hours. You are being bombarded constantly with new information from peers, television, price action, websites, etc. Trading stocks is a business, and if you want your business to thrive, you must have a plan which you execute flawlessly. So let's break this down a little bit. All potential scenarios to keep you from making impulsive and emotional decisions during the market hours. Right? It's input. Whether or not you think they affect you or not, they do. I know a lot of traders that will not look at the news. They will not discuss any of their opinions with any other traders. They don't even want to hear the other person's opinion, let alone sit and watch CNBC and let the talking heads give you opinion. They don't want any outside influence at all because they're aware that it will affect them. Even one word, even one little saying, right? So you're being bombarded constantly from your peers, from your friends, from the television, from price action, from websites, etc. Trading stock is a business, and if you want your business to thrive, you must have a plan which you execute flawlessly, by Brian Shannon. It's so true. I just talked about you have to learn about trading, you have to develop a plan, but then you have to follow your plan. And all these things, your peers and television, websites, all these things can distract you from following your plan. It's just the truth. So, if you really want to be successful at trading, get yourself a plan, learn how to follow it flawlessly. So thank you, Kashul Korea. Appreciate that. Appreciate you sharing that with us, and I hope that was helpful for everyone. Okay. Just taking a quick look here. Look at Apple on the daily, up above the third ATR channel. Interesting. Gold has sold off a little bit. I don't really like this bar so much, to be honest with you. I don't like that we gapped up, went up, and reversed back down. So it's very possible I'll just take this off and call it a nice trade. We'll see. We'll see how it closes. Google, if it closes over the 200, I'll keep it. That's the plan. And then SPY, buying that automatically at the end of the day. All right. Well, let's go down, take a look, see what's going on here, see if there's any potential trades for today on Apple. As you know, I already have calls on Apple based off the weekly charts, but if there was a setup here, I'd probably take it with a small position size, but I just don't see any setup here. We had the 520 crossover there. That's moved up nicely, but at this point, we're up at the third ATR channel. Doesn't happen every time, but about 92% of prices fail at the third ATR channel. 92% of prices tend to find support at the negative third ATR channel. So buying up here near the third ATR channel, to me, just does not offer a good risk to reward. It doesn't matter if it continues to go up, and I hope it does, because I have calls on Apple, but from a directional standpoint, I just don't see anything here. Adobe moves strongly above the 50-day moving average. That's good. But for me, currently right here, I just don't see a trade at all. Just not a, doesn't mean it can't go up, but just the risk to reward ratio doesn't make sense to me. Amazon, unbelievable. Look at this, guys and girls. This is amazing. Anyway, I can't buy it up here. Doesn't mean it can't continue to go up. Looks like we have earnings in about 10 days, 9 days. But the takeaway here is sideways movement leads to explosive moves. But we don't know if it's going to explode upwards or downwards, right? And we don't know when it's going to happen. The only thing is you kind of know it is going to happen. So anyway, congratulations. I think Amazon made a new high today, which is unbelievable in this market. But congratulations to anyone that has Amazon for sure. Boeing. Well, Boeing is not participating today. As a matter of fact, it's down 4%. I do see a potential trade forming here, not today, but we did close out below the 1 ATR channel. We rallied back into the value zone. Now we've had a couple days down. It's possible we could have a nice V1 entry tomorrow, a higher low V1 entry. MACD is still positive, but that's just a possibility. Doesn't mean we're going to, but just the look of this chart where we close below the 1 ATR channel, rally, come back down. If we could get a new group of buyers here giving us a higher low in the value zone, that might be an interesting place to take the trade. All right, Berkshire Hathaway. Well, Berkshire is closed above the 1 ATR channel. Whenever we close above the 1 ATR channel, I'm looking for a pullback into the value zone. The value zone is this green line, this green line. Anywhere in here is value. Anywhere above this, I considered overvalue. Anything under the negative 1 ATR channel, I consider undervalued. So I would rather buy in value or undervalue than above. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a pullback into the value zone and a trigger, V1, V2 trigger. Beyond Meat, oh, look at this. It was up much higher earlier. It's reversed down now. But same thing with this. Looking for a pullback into the value zone before I can get interested in Beyond Meat. Caterpillar had a huge, strong run, massive, strong run. Rejected the 200-day, which doesn't surprise me. Moved down a couple days. We are in the value zone. I need to see it move sideways. I need to find stabilization in the value zone and then look for a V1 or a V2 to the upside for a potential entry. So this would be a mean reversion trade back into the value zone. Carnival Cruise Line. Well. Technically, we have a higher low V2 here. See how we closed below the 1 ATR channel? We rallied into the value zone. We had a washout. Here's day 1. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 looks like it is above day 1's close. This is considered a higher low V2, but we have this big gap here. And my filters do not allow me to take a position with a big gap. So this is a V2, but in my book, it's not a valid V2. Dow Jones, very, very strong. Look at this. Nobody wanted stocks down here. Now everybody wants stocks down there. Finicky group of people, right? We're above the 1 ATR channel. Again, on a lot of these charts, I'm just looking for a pullback into the value zone. Sideways movement. Look for a V1 or a V2 trigger. That's what I would be looking for on the diamonds, which is the Dow. Disney. Well, we do have a V2 on Disney. Here's day 1. Here's day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 looks like it's closing above day 1's close, but it's too high for me. I can't buy it up here over the 1 ATR channel. It doesn't mean it can't go up. It does not mean that at all. And sometimes, my filters and my rules preclude me from getting in some good trades. It's kind of a bummer when that happens, but over time I feel like I get the best of it if I stick with my rules. I mean, there's quite a few trades I didn't take in the last few days. Obviously I wish I would have, but the way that I view charts, the risk to reward didn't make sense, but the market didn't care what I thought, right? And that's the case a lot of times, but all I can do is have my rules following. They're either going to work out or they're not. But I can just take comfort that I follow my rules. Etsy, very, very strong enough to close above the 200-day, strong enough to close above the 3rd ATR channel, which is extremely strong. But I just need to pull back into value. I'm looking for a mean reversion back into value. Hey, Frank has a poem for us. Let's take a look real quick. Trading can be easy as crossing the street. Wait for the light and don't look at your feet. Use hindsight, foresight, and look both ways. Follow the signal and trade as you must. Just look out for that oncoming bus. So true, Frank. Let me give it another shot. Trading can be easy as crossing the street. Wait for the light and don't look at your feet. Use hindsight, foresight, and look both ways. Follow the signal and trade as you must. Just look out for that oncoming bus. That's right. We always have to look out for that oncoming bus because that bus comes around every once in a while, doesn't it? All right. Bing He is here. Hey, Greg, took profit on CLX. Grateful for that. Ah, fantastic. Let's take a look. Look at this great trade for Bing He. Almost 11.5% looks like. Well, I will take that off. Congratulations, Bing He. That was a fantastic trade, my friend. So we'll take that off then. All right, back to what we were doing. Facebook, again, you know, it's up here against the 50-day moving average, downward sloping 50-day moving average. I just need to pull back into the value zone. There's really not much I can do with this right now. Gold, of course, bought that with the 520 crossover. It's done nicely. I'm just going to have to see. I may take this off at the end of the day depending on how this bar closes. But I don't, it's a bit of a bearish bar, honestly, right there. So I'll have to watch that one. Google, oh, now look at Google. Google's above the 200-day. So if Google is above the 200-day, I will keep it. I will keep it. If it closes under, I will go ahead and take the trade off. Goldman Sachs down a touch right here. Again, above the 1 ATR channel, looking for a pullback into value. Oh, looks like we have earnings coming up here. So that might change things around for sure. Home Depot, above the 1 ATR channel, looking for a pullback into the value zone. IBB, Steve has this. Really nice, right at the 3rd ATR channel. For me to get interested again, I need to pull back into the value zone. Like with almost all the charts we're going to look at today, I just need to pull back into the value zone before I can get involved. Intel, same thing. Just too high here, need a pullback. Russell 2000 up today, a bit of a bearish bar, close underneath the open. For me to get interested in the IWM, I'd look for a 1050 SMA crossover. That's a good back-tested crossover, but you can see we're a long ways from that. J&J, very, very strong, getting close to the 3rd ATR channel. Again, you know, a pull back into the value zone is what I would be looking for. CarMax up today a little bit above the 1 ATR channel. Looks like we had a crossover yesterday. Again, same thing as always. Sorry for repeating myself, but that's what's going on here. Pull back into value is what I would be looking for. Coca-Cola. Nice move up the last couple weeks. Again, just need to pull back into value. Lockheed Martin, struggling with the 200-day there. It might close above. Did get rejected by the 100-day. I mean, this is one of those scenarios where you're kind of in purgatory. You rejected the 100-day above you. You're holding the 200 below you. So you're right in the middle there, but I just don't see anything there for me. MasterCard. Up today, but closing currently right now, closing near its lows. Looks like we have a 50-200 cross. That's called the death cross, which is kind of a long-term down indicator. It's a bearish indicator, long-term. Anything can happen in the short term, but for me to get involved in MasterCard, to pull back into the value. MasterCard, just hanging out under the 50-day moving average here. Look for a pullback into value. McDonald's, I mean, sorry. Merck, it's tried 1, 2, 3 days. It's tried to battle with this 200-day moving average here. It's either going to have to break back above or might pull back. But for me, pull back into the value zone is what I would be looking for. Microsoft, huge, strong day. My gosh. Just too overextended for me to get involved here. Pull back into value is what I'd be looking for. Netflix, another big day, just like Amazon. Another big day on Netflix. Had the same situation as Amazon did with this sideways movement. And after you've moved sideways for a while, pretty sure it's going to break one way or the other. But again, don't know which way, don't know what direction. But this time it broke to the upside. Nike rejected the 50-day moving average here, rejected the 50-day moving average here. Don't really see anything on Nike. Pull back into value is what I'd be looking for. Philip Morris did have the 50-200 death cross underneath, but is rallying here today. I just don't see anything on Philip Morris. PayPal did get above the 200-day. That is an indicator, right? That's an indicator. But like I said, you can have indicators, but then you also have to look at your risk to reward. And for me, for somebody long-term, this might be a great entry signal. But for me right now, we're at the second ATR channel. It just doesn't make sense. Again, it's over the 1 ATR, so I consider it overvalued. I need to pull back into the value zone to get interested. Qs just rip roaring up their 60.85 RSI. Steve took this with the 520 crossover. Kind of an upward drift the last few days, and today it made a move. Look at that. Look at that. So I'm sure Steve will be looking to see how it reacts around the 70 RSI. Silver up nice. Had a 520 cross here. Worked out well. I didn't take it because it had rejected the second ATR channel, and I already had gold, so that was another reason I didn't take it. S&P, of course, the overnight SPY trade. I take this every day, so I will be buying this again today at the close. Teladoc was above the 1 ATR channel, came back into the value zone. That's what I'm looking for. Did have this V2 a couple days ago. Here's day 1, here's day 2, here's day 3. Day 2 washed out day 1's close. Day 3 closed above day 1's, washed out day 1's low, and then day 3 closed above day 1's close. This is a V2 in the value zone, but what I didn't get here, which I need for my trades, is I needed some sideways motion. I needed some consolidation, some indication that there were some buyers there, and I didn't get that, so I didn't take that. I'll tell you, it's frustrating, when you try to be very precise with your setups, and then a setup occurs, but it doesn't quite check all the check boxes for requirements of your trade, and then it takes off. It's frustrating, right? But every trader knows what that's like. Sometimes you miss a trade just by 1 or 2 pennies, or just one little thing doesn't happen, and then it goes racing off. You're like, why was I so picky? But in the long run, I really do think being picky is the best way to go. All right, so here are the bonds. We closed above the 1 ATR channel. Now we're back in the value zone. See, now we're moving sideways. Now this is what I'm talking about. We have sideways movement. And what did I say about sideways movement? It generally breaks one way or the other pretty strongly. It could be to the downside. It could be to the upside. I'm just not sure. But it is ticking all the boxes as far as closing over the 1 ATR channel, coming into the value zone, moving sideways. I'm just looking for a trigger. Hey, hold on one sec if you don't mind. I have to move Katie real quick. She's staring at me, and I'm not going to be able to think because of her strong mental powers. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't going to be able to concentrate. She knows it too. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah. So on TLT, this one looks somewhat interesting to me. Not right today, but this sideways motion, if I can get a trigger, I might be interested in the days to come. Okay. Tesla, huge rocket ship day up. Again, sideways motion here, not as much as Amazon, but look at this, huge, 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 off of its highs for today. So nothing on Tesla. Twitter, nice big day, nice day today, up 3.6%. Again, we're above the 1 ATR channel, need to pull back into value. As with so many of these charts, I just need to pull back into value here. United Continental, nice big day up today. Was working on a higher low V2, but there is a gap here and it hasn't confirmed, so I don't see anything there either. Natural gas, we were above the 1 ATR channel. We came into the value zone. Does this mean I could take a V1 or V2? I could not, because we don't have any sideways motion. It's checking the box about being above the 1 ATR channel, checking the box about being in the value zone, but it's been down, 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 down. I want to see some support. I want to see some sideways movement before I can get involved. Okay, UNH holding above the 200-day, but just too extended for me to get involved. Oil down 5.6% today. So, you know, we were under the 1 ATR channel. We came back up into the value zone. We have moved down. This could set up for a nice V2 tomorrow. Here would be day 1, day 2, washing out day 1, and day 3 possibly closing above day 1. That's what I would be looking for. So nothing today, but possibly tomorrow. VIX, well, VIX was above the 1 ATR channel, did come into the value zone, did move sideways, but this one has now started to break to the downside, right? That sideways movement, we never know which way it's going to break, either to the upside or the downside. So I don't see anything there. Might find some support at the 50. I'm not sure. Verizon, been pretty strong here, above and below the 200-day. So I don't see anything there either. Walgreens, nice big day today, but we were below the 1 ATR channel, came back up into the value zone. So now what I'm looking for is a pullback for a day or two, looking for a higher low V1, V2 to possibly get involved. Walmart up nice today, very strong, just too extended for me. Energy had a nice run up, did get rejected by the 3rd ATR channel like it does so many times. But again, we're above the 1 ATR channel. Look for a pullback into value, sideways motion, V1, V2. I just can't really chase at these levels. Doesn't mean it can't continue to go up, and it very likely will. But for me and the plan that I follow, I have to wait for some kind of pullback. XLF up slightly today. But pull back into value is what I'd be looking for. Real estate up nicely. It's had a problem with that 50-day moving average above it, so I don't see anything there. Utilities. The 5,200 death cross on utilities. Yep. Healthcare, big strong day today, but right at the 3rd ATR channel. You know, 92% of the times prices fail here, so I can't buy it there based upon that. And Zoom, big day today. Zoom did come back into the value zone. Sideways movement, showing that it had support. Moved up nicely, but nothing for me to buy there. You know, oh my gosh. Look at Space. Space actually does backtest pretty well with the 520 EMA crossover, I believe. However, it's above the 2nd ATR channel. I just can't take it. So honestly, everybody, I don't see anything for me to buy today whatsoever. I think I'm just going to have to stick with my current positions and be happy with them. And if it keeps motoring up, then I guess it's just going to do it. So gold, this is a bit of a bearish bar. So it's going to be on my radar for me to go ahead and just lock in this trade today. Google, oh. Looks like it has rejected the 200-day moving average, in which case I would probably take that off today. So I'm looking to take off gold, and I'm looking to take off Google unless it closes above the 200-day moving average. And that would only leave me with the Apple calls and the SPY overnight SPY trade. So that's kind of my plan. That is kind of my plan. Let's see. Quad Racer is here. Hey Quad, nice to see you. Hi all, better late than never. Bing He, same here. That was a good recommendation. Also took a good profit on SPY this morning. Oh, nice. Nice. Good seeing you, Quad Racer. Bob says, Tesla had a 1050 cross today and a 520 2 fats ago. 2 fats ago? Weeks ago? Let's see. Yep. Oh, Tesla, sorry. Yeah, what day was the 520 crossover? Did it happen that day? Yes, it did. That was a good crossover. Did you take that, Bob? Oh, 1050. 1050, yeah. But you probably know what I'm going to say, Bob. You know, when I have these crossovers, if they're above the second ATR channel, I just can't take them. So now we're third, fourth, fifth. So obviously at this price up here, I can't take it. Days, not fats. Okay. Bing He, Quad Racer, congrats. I missed out on Zoom yesterday. Today I missed out on FDS. I guess I am slow in my analysis and end up trying to take trades on the next day. Well, yeah, because Bing He trades in Singapore and he has to wait to the next day. So you have to be extra careful, Bing He, to, you know, even if you have a good setup and then the next day it goes up again. I mean, the more it goes up, the worse your risk reward gets also. But you're doing well, Bing He. I'm proud of you, my friend. I really am. So, does anyone have any trades that they're taking today? Does anyone have any changes in their trades, any exits that you're thinking about taking coming up, or thinking about taking any potential trades? If so, let me know. Okay. Let's take a look at some of these other ones here. So again, I'm just looking at Google, see how it responds around this 200-day. The other option is I could go ahead and just take a half position. You know what? I'm kind of torn on this because it is a crossover, and on crossovers I like to give it a little bit more room. So that's what I'm going to do. Because it's a crossover, but because I'm a little torn here at the 200-day moving average, if we close below the 200, I will just take a half a position off. If we close above, I'll keep the whole position. So that feels good to me. And then gold, don't really like how that's performing, so I think I will get rid of that. So let me make sure here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just take and lock in profits on gold. Okay. And then over here. All right, so gold is done. Thank you, gold. But it's a bit of a, you know, it was a nice, huge move. It is a bit of a bearish bar, and that's why I decided I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in. And then Google, I'll just wait till the end here and sell half of those if it closes under the 200. If not, I'll just keep the whole thing. Jerry, Theo, how you doing? MGM. Let's take a look at MGM. Well, it's higher low V2, which is a good sign. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, day three is closing above day one. But for me, Jerry, it's outside of the 1 ATR channel, so it's just too high for me to buy. But nice day. People are not happy with AIKI. AIKI. Oh, man. Wow. Look at that, Johnny. Unbelievable. My gosh. It's still up 17%. Wow. Quad Racer, probably just SPY today. I'm watching the price to go down and waiting till last second to buy. Kamal says, MGM has a higher low V1, V2. Yep. It does. It does. For sure. But for me, it's just a little too high to buy. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, we've come for that lower low. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, maybe go up to the third ATR channel on the weekly. But again, it just could go rocketing up. But again, just my rules tell me I just can't buy it here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell half my Goog. All right. Well, it looks like my biz is taken care of for today, except for the overnight SPY trade. All right, 1 minute to go. So where are we? 541 on the Dow. That's really impressive. NASDAQ up 317 and S&P up 82. So just for the record, I did sell half Google and I did lock in profits on gold. Be interesting to see what happens here at the end of the day. Let's take a look and see what happens with the Qs in the last 30 seconds. Look at the volume down here. You know, I was talking about the big volume coming in at the end of the day. And you can see, there is the volume. Will it be up or down? I mean, look, compared to all the other minutes, see that last minute, how much comes in? All right, so SPY at the end of the day. $283.79. $283.79. Oops. All right, there we go. That's the new SPY trade. So gold is gone. Thank you, gold. That was a nice trade. Very happy with Apple today. On the calls, Sold half the Google because of the rejection of the 200 and new entry on SPY. So that's that. And the Qs had a wonderful day for Steven. Congratulations. Alibaba, big day, reversed a little bit back, but still nicely up on that trade. IBB, huge day for Steve, rejected the third ATR channel. Silver, a little bit of a reversal, but still up nicely. Monster was literally a monster. Unbelievable. Goldman Sachs down a little bit, but recovered a bit. And Roku. Man, what a trade on Roku. Hey, what happened to my... Who had that? Frank and Steve and Kamal had that. So congratulations, guys. So yeah, all around, really nice day today. Really, really nice day. Bing He says, I wonder how Greg and Steve make decisions so fast to take trades. I wanted to follow Steve to take Roku yesterday, but I saw the back test had only 12 trades and a 50 SMA resistance. Yeah, well, you know what? That's why I didn't take it. I didn't take it not because of only the 12 trades, but I took it because the 50-day right up here, and it didn't look to me like it made a good risk to reward. But it's how it goes. You know, that's the frustrating time of trading. All you can do, though, is look at your resistance above, do the calculations in your head, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. You know, it could have gone down today, and you would have been happy that you didn't take it, Bing He. But listen, you had a good trade on Clorox. Helpful. I'm glad for that, Bing He. Steve says, Roku was a small sample size, but the company itself is a powerful business model, and the 520 crossover backtests well on many stocks. Yeah. And, you know, as far as how quickly to take the trade or not, whether Steve or I, how quickly, you can do it pretty quick, Bing He. I mean, if you have a plan for your trade and you know what the particulars are for the trade, then you just take it. You can do it pretty quickly. All right. Well, listen, if anybody has any questions, like to discuss something or comment on something or look at some more charts, please let me know. Before we do that, I just want to hurry and put in my quick little daily plug and let everybody know that I do teach private one-on-one coaching and mentoring lessons, one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've had really good success with my clients. I have been trading for 24 years. I've had many great coaches and mentors and teachers along the way, like Stephen Burns and Dr. Alexander Elder and Kerry Lavorne and Larry Williams. And in my course that I teach, I teach you everything they've taught me plus things I've put together myself. And so I think it's a really good class. I think you'll really get a lot of value out of it. Again, it's in the evening time. There's 5 sessions, so 5 different nights that we have the lessons. Each lesson is between 2 and 3 hours, so it's pretty substantial amount of time that we're going to spend together. And again, I'll teach you everything that I've learned from my mentors and all my experience. It is $1,000. I know it sounds like a lot, but I think for what you get, it's worth every penny. I really do. So if you're interested in possibly doing that with me, I'd like to start out with just a free Skype call. I'd just like to learn more about you, your trading, what your challenges have been, what your experience is, what your goals are. Then you can use that time to ask me any questions about the course or about me. If we decide that we're a good fit, then we can go ahead and schedule the lessons. But there's no, the Skype call is totally free and there's no obligation. There's no pressure from me at all. I promise you that, because I don't like when people do that to me either. So, but I think it's really valuable. So if you're interested in possibly doing that and taking the lessons with me, just reach out to me. My email is in the description of this video. And you can also send me a message on Twitter and just say, hey, Greg, I've been watching the channel, like to do the Skype call with you, and we'll get it set up. So that's that. And then also, if you like today's podcast or live stream, whatever we want to call it, if you found the content helpful, if you're learning something, if it's helping you with your trading or investing, please just do me a favor. All I ask is that you'd hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here. That's it. That's the plugs for today. Boy Trader says, I am about to join Greg. Bang. Yes, sir. Kyle, that's our friend from South Africa. So we actually did have our Skype call last night, and I'm looking forward to working with you. It's just as soon as you figure out your account there and what charts you're going to use, we'll get started. We'll get started, and I'm looking forward to that, Kyle. Bing He says, is like crossing a road. I look left, then right, then left, and I repeat again. When I am ready to cross, the traffic light turns red and I am stuck. Oh, come on now, Bing He. Come on now. You've had some really good trades. I've seen you improve a lot, right? Let's focus on the positive. You know, I mean, trading's tough for everyone. There's always drawdowns and down periods, and there's always trades that you don't take that take off, like Roku, right? I could have taken Roku yesterday, and it's a bummer. You know, it's a bummer that I didn't take it, but at least I was following my rules, and sometimes your rules work and sometimes they don't, but you have to have them. Kyle says the Skype call this morning was great. Oh, good. Thank you, Kyle. Brian says, I'm probably going to be joining soon. I have enough to join the course now with today's trade. Oh, nice, Brian. Well, I know this sounds self-serving, Brian, but seriously, you should take the class with me. To take it at 18 years old, what you're going to learn and what you can use the rest of your life and have a skill that you've learned at 18, holy smokes. You just let me know, Brian. Just reach out to me. We'll get that Skype call going. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Thank you, Kamal. All right. Wow, what a day. What a day. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that Steve made all-time equity highs today. It's so freaking impressive. It's probably better than 99.99% of all the investors and hedge funds and large financial institutions out there, Steve. Steve, it's unbelievable. Congratulations, man. I mean, seriously. Well, I guess I'm glad I sold half that Google because it's down 18 points after hours. SPY's up 45 cents, so that's a good start. Apple's down a little bit. Huh, interesting. Brian says, will do. That'll be great, Brian. That'll be great. I mean, you would learn so much at such a young age. Let me tell you a secret, everybody. The younger you are, the better, the more important it is to learn how to trade and invest and have some long-term investment strategies, trend trading strategies, because you have time on your side, and that's what's really most important in the markets. Kamal says, Brian, take the course. It will pay for college. Sweet. Thanks, Kamal. Kamal is one of my students, one of my past students we just finished up. But thank you for that, Kamal. That's nice of you. All right. It's just amazing that Brian made enough to pay for it on his AMD. Let's look at AMD. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Impressive. A lot of impressive people lately and a lot of impressive trades. Just amazing how a few weeks ago everything was the end of the world, right? And now just everybody's buying nonstop. Yep. You know, Dr. Alexander Elder talks about being manic and depressive, and the market is manic when it's going down, or depressive when it's going down, and manic when it's going up. Here it was manic, to be sure. Now, or depressive, now manic. But you have to, watch out for those extremes. And extreme depressive, you're getting closer to the bottom. Extreme manic, you're getting closer to the top. I'm doing an interview tonight on Famous Dave's. It's a YouTube channel. He's a specialist in the VIX, so we're going to do a little interview tonight. So that should be fun, and I will share that with you when that comes out for sure. All right. All right. Well, listen, if you have any other questions or comments, please let me know. Otherwise, I guess I'll wrap it up. Go take Katie on a little walk. Grab a bite to eat. And get on with the rest of my day, I suppose. Quad Racer says, Greg, I'll be reaching out to you via email soon. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. That'd be great. That would be really great. Thank you. Yep. Look forward to putting your YouTube name to a face. For months and years, I know some people just by their YouTube handle, but I don't know what they look like, or even if they're a man or woman. Actually, I'm not even sure. Pedro, hey, thanks for sharing your wisdom with us, Greg. Much appreciated. Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate you coming by. Very nice to have you here. So listen, during the rest of the day, try to go out, do something nice for somebody today. Just a smile or a wave from a distance, maybe just give somebody a call, see how they're doing, check in with them. Maybe they could use somebody to talk to. Maybe they'll be happy to know that somebody was thinking about them. So try to do something nice for somebody once a day at the very least. It's a good policy. All right. Well, listen, if we don't have any other questions, I guess that's it for today. Great day. Fantastic trades, everybody. Proud of everyone. Just make sure you have a plan with your trades, whether it keeps going up or whether it keeps going down. That's the key, right? Don't want to give all those profits back. So, all right. Well, listen. Again, if you don't mind, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. It does help build the channel. And trust me, there are a lot of people out there that could use a little guidance and learn some good trading tools. And so if you hit the thumbs up button, then the channel will grow and it will get out to more people. So, all right. You're welcome, Bing He. Okay, everybody. Thanks again. Have a good day and hopefully talk to you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.